Alpha. Alpha.
Hi, morning everyone, this is Harn here from Sony Malaysia. Okay, right now I'm here with Ipoh. Currently I'm shooting with me, holding right now, and with my hand right here. Okay, you can see right here. So you can see this is a very nice background. You can see there's nice sunrise here, the view, and at the back here this is the mountain view. Okay, so today we have like a an environmental portrait right in this this gua or cave. Okay, so I'm just gonna do some vlogging session with this camera here. I'm just holding it on the lens by itself with the camera, no gimbal, nothing, and I also turned off the stabilization. So I'm just gonna curious how it's gonna look like in actual vlogging test with this camera. And then I'm gonna use a catalyst browse to do this stabilization. So you're gonna see how it's gonna look like in the actual footages when I do the stabilization. Right now I'm just holding it as everyone is preparing and doing the registration. You can see right here. Yeah, okay, very busy. So yeah, first time here, never been here before, so we'll just see how it goes and stay tuned for more. Okay, so apologize just now, I actually turned the EV bias to -7, so it looks a bit darker before, but then mine doesn't matter as long as you can see the background. Since it's minus EV, so the background you should see a bit more detail. Myself looks dark, doesn't matter. So again, same thing, I'm holding handheld with the A7C and with the 1635 2.8 G Master. Actually, it's quite a lightweight combo because the camera is already quite light itself and the lens also quite light. So making your vlogging experience is actually not too bad. Especially this is a 16mm wide. You can see so much thing going on at the same time happening, and 2.8 aperture to give me a bit of subject isolation. What you see right there is everything straight from the camera without any additional processing. I didn't do any S-log or any picture profile, straight from camera. Alright, I also set the camera setting in terms of autofocus, set to the highest, the responsive and the tracking, everything set to the highest. Okay, so it should focus like very fast back to me, and it should focus like that because I can see it's actually tracking my eyeball right there. So although I'm wearing a mask. Okay. Whew. Alright, so stay tuned.
this is Harn here. Welcome back again to my another live streaming right here with Sony Center Mid Valley. Okay, so this will be my another round of sharing, but today is more about the full frame stuff. So the video you see before, it was all shot with 7C, no gimbal, nothing. It's just purely handheld with the 16 to 35 2.8 GM. And yeah, that two combined together is actually very lightweight. It's not heavy, so you can see the whole footages. You see just now if you see, I didn't use any gimbal, but what I did was I switched off the stabilization, and then I used one thing called catalyst browse, which is something unique to certain Sony camera. Not all the camera can use it, because this thing actually derived from those pro camera like our Venice camera, and then those pro FX series camera, let's say. Anyhow, back to here. I will come back to that later, but right now is okay. Thanks for joining. So feel free to drop in the comment below if you have anything. So I can see a lot of friends dropping by. Okay, you can see right here. Hi, just say hi to everyone first. Okay, thanks for tuning in for this live streaming. Okay, and again, I want to say congrats to our badminton team that won the bronze medal yesterday. So it was, yeah, and I think this will be a good weekend. Hope you all enjoy or had a good weekend as well in this Sunday. All right, so thanks for coming in to listen to my sharing. Okay, let me go back to this. Okay, what you're seeing right now, just in case you are wondering what are the things in front of me, and if you're thinking about live streaming, all this and that, in front of me, actually I'm using the ZV-1. This is right in front of me. So actually, currently I set to the camera always tracking my eyeball, because I can see the screen on the side, also tracking on my eyeball. So if I put something in the front, it still track my eyeball. It doesn't do anything until what I do is that, let me switch around. Oops, sorry. I need to switch this back. Okay, so I turn on the product showcase setting. Now it's on. So if I bring to the front, it will focus on my hand. Okay, so that's the Z1 in front of me. Okay, and then I will having another camera as well here, just to show this is my another view. So in case later I'll be doing some sharing about certain products and stuff like that. Even you can see I just got my brand new the WF 1000X Mark IV, and then there's the older one 1000X Mark III. Yeah. So in case you're looking for headphone as well, you can also ask Sony Center. Okay, although today is a camera top, but yeah, lots of things. So on top here, this camera right here is actually using a 6004 with the 18-105 power zoom lens. That's why you can see the smooth motion that going in and out. So if I do go back again, this is zoom in already. If I do pull the lever on the right on the side, it comes out. That's the power zoom. Okay, all right. So let me see any question right here. Nope, all good. All right, so I just quickly jump into it, because I'll be like very, very draggy, can be. Before I head start to those comparison between the 7.3 and 7C, I'm sure you all here today is all about these two camera. Okay, let me switch around this one. And you can see this is a big E-mount here, so my side on the right hand side. So 7C or 7M3, they both use E-mount. So E-mount is the most versatile choice, because you have so many different choices. If you include third party as well as those China-made lenses, any brand, as long as you can put into E-mount, yeah, you have like the most lenses choice. Just as an example. But never mind, back to here, back to 7.3, back to Sony. Okay, so right here, let me go. Just a bit intro myself, in case if you don't know who I am. Myself here, I'm not a, I didn't study any photography before, actually. I didn't go to any media school. It's just because of my interest and passion. That's how I end up what I am today. So I was in Australia for 13 years, but throughout the 13 years, I didn't really focus on photography. My background was actually chef. Chef is just a job for me to work as part-time, just to earn some income so that I can buy lots of stuff from camera, especially Sony stuff. And then I actually did finance. It was my bachelor and my master. But, difficult time, hard time. It was very hard to find job in Australia, and there's lots of rules and all this and that, and the PR things. It was just never ending. I'll just keep going. So my journey started actually with an EX7 camera, which is in March 2012 with this camera. Yeah, that was the camera that actually changed me, and it was like really for me into Sony mirrorless as well, because last time there wasn't many mirrorless camera. It only DSLR, mostly DSLR. If you go out there, yeah, you hold a mirrorless camera, people think you are crap, rubbish, because it's just slow and wasting a lot of battery last time. I mean, things happen. Okay, and then yeah, after I went to a lesson from Mark Gaylor, which is around 2012 as well. I went to a lesson from Mark Gaylor, and then he was using full frame. That's how I actually got myself into full frame in 2012. Yeah, just cooking. I'm more like a chef helping out. I'm not a pro chef, okay? Then myself, I was a heavy A mount user. So I can see right now it's all Sony focused a lot on E mount, but myself, I'm an A mount user. I still have a lot of A mount lenses with me. Even right now today at my place, I still got a lot of A mount stuff. But anyhow, I can see how the transition from A mount to E mount, and also how DSLR to DSLT last time until now mirrorless. So that's how got me into this whole, the knowledge thing, because it's just how I actually experienced. I also bought a lot of stuff from the past until now. That's how I can share to you today. It's why I'm sharing with you today is all about my experience from those cameras from the past until now. Also, of course, land me a job in Sony Malaysia. So I came back from Australia 2017, okay, and then quickly in the 2018 January I locked a job from Sony. So I got a job in Sony. So previously I like to go shooting, and then with my friends, with myself, even with the model, and then I like to do behind the scene video. That's why you can see some of the behind the scene stuff. I can see what are the question right there. Yes, Stanley, yes, you're wearing right now. So you can see on my right hand side, this is the WF X Mark IV right here. Okay, just to show again. So in case someone is looking for a very good headphone, I mean, not headphone, this is earbud actually. So let me go in a bit more, okay? So the 1000X Mark IV is right here, WF, okay? That's the 1000X Mark III, the old one. You can see the size is huge. Okay, I'm helping to promote some headphone, but I like earbud because earbud is useful for me in terms of when I work and meeting, because I have the headphone as well. I mean, I have a huge headphone as well, but, sorry, I forgot to switch. Sorry, my bad. Always because I need to keep track of this screen that I switch. All right. 1000X Mark IV, 1000X Mark III, right here. Okay, so this would be a very good companion for your general music or whatever it is, movie, anything, and working, and yeah, because you can see right here, because I like to use earbud, is not too, obtrusive. If you use headphone, become very big on your head, then I just put it like this on the side. It's very good. And the sound quality from this is much better than this one already, because I can feel the bass is even better. The clarity, this one also quite good, just that not enough bass, but this is even more bass. All right, so I just got it yesterday. All right, back to camera. This is not... Anyway, if you're interested, please look for, contact anyone that you know from Sony Center, or even go to their Shopee or Lazada. I think Shopee, yes. Look for them, okay? Check out their latest promotion on all this. Of course, I think this is brand new because I got it from pre-order, so I don't think any deal yet. But anyhow, if you're interested, feel free to talk to Sony Center, really, and they will help you out. Okay, back to the main topic today. All right, so let's see what is happening here. What's the question? How easy to switch from Canon to Nikon to a Sony A7C A7M3? How different is the interface? Okay, thanks for asking for this question. Okay, personally myself, I haven't used Canon yet. Okay, I only used a bit back in Canon 60D. I'm sure you know Canon 60D. It was in 2009. My dad bought it with the 18-135. That time, the whole combo thing that was a very famous for travel, one lens, zoom, all this. That time I didn't really, because I find the interface and Nikon is just boring. But another thing is because I want something small and compact and powerful. That's how I went to Sony. Main thing is also they share the same APS-C sensor. Okay, so speaking about menu and also the interface, what you are having right now in mirrorless camera compared to Canon DSL before. Okay, let me go back to this part right here. Okay, put this one aside for now. Okay, this is the 7C, all right, 7C, okay, and then what you're seeing here is that this is the actual camera with the full frame sensor inside it. There's no mirror in it. It's different from what you have from the Canon in the past. Canon has a mirror inside. Okay, allow me 1 second. I quickly go and grab my old DSLR which I had. Okay, just to show you quickly. Be right back. Okay, so I'm here, I'm back. Okay, let me put the battery in just quickly. sorry, I think you'll be... Just to show you as a comparison, this is the old A850. You can see this is a full frame camera back then. I mean, yeah, this is 2008 and this is 2020. Okay, yes, 12 years apart. But anyhow, that was a camera from last time. Okay, this is a DSLR, and first thing is the huge and bulkiness, and of course, maybe in a way is that you will feel the DSLR has less electronic. Not as intensive as the mirrorless camera, because mirrorless camera can have a lot of assistance where DSLR don't have last time. So you might first feel overwhelmed by the menu and features, all this and that. Another thing I want to highlight is that the sensor inside, there's a mirror. You can see there's a mirror reflecting something because there's a light bulb on the top there. That's why you can see the mirror. Okay, so that mirror actually is the one to send the lights goes to the sensor, and then the mirror had to flip up and then only send the light to the sensor, then only you take photo. And then last time is this thing at the bottom, there's another focus module, that's where you do the focusing. But what I'm trying to say here is that mirrorless give you exact preview of your exposure before you take a photo. DSLR cannot, unless you flip the mirror and switch to live view. Then only you become seeing the actual exposure. But DSLR camera last time you use live view, slowish, not fast. So that's why mirrorless camera just focus on one thing, full-time live view. So what I'm trying to say here is that in mirrorless camera, is always what you see is what you get. Whatever you see at the back of the screen, whatever information tells you, the exposure, the color, the brightness, you actually can see it before it takes it. So that's the convenience of mirrorless camera compared to DSLR, as an example. Right. So, okay, so I'll come back to the comparison later. Let me see. Full frame DSLR better for full frame mirrorless. Okay, I think to be exact, full frame DSLR slowly will just dies off itself because it's the, how to put it, the trend of people going into small these days and want to be fast. And there's something that mirrorless can do and DSLR forever cannot do. Because let me quickly show one thing. Okay, let me quickly let's go to this part for now. And come to here, my cell on the right hand side, everything is good. Okay, so DSLR, I'm sure you all know lah. Okay, how many of you actually DSLR user right here in the live view now? If you can let me know what are the camera they're using right now in the comment. Okay, DSLR mirror. Yeah. Okay. So this is just a simple demonstration right here. A bit small, that's the thing. Let me try go larger. Okay, yeah, okay, just go larger. Okay, so just a quick one. That's why last time is DSLR. There's any comment there? Hello. Yeah. So Brandon, just answer your question. The lights will hit there's a mirror and then bounce off the pentaprism. So what you're seeing in the viewfinder is optical. What it means that it's just a reflection of what the mirror inside can reflect to you, but that's without any digital, not like right now, because everything right now mirrorless is using electronic viewfinder. So the benefit is electronic viewfinder allows you to see your actual exposure, your brightness, your color before you even take the photo, because the sensor is always full time showing you the information with the mirrorless camera. But DSLR cannot. DSLR sensor is shut off. It's just stay there, don't do anything. It's just stay there until you take a shutter, take a photo, then the mirror comes up, only the lights hit the sensor, cha-cha, only take the photo. That way, you are guessing it, because you need to look at when you look at your camera inside, okay, means when you look at your camera inside, there's the information at the bottom there. You see a 0, -1, +1, and -2, +2. You see the information. The information actually telling you whether you are actually underexposed or overexposed. Underexposed means the picture looks a bit darker. Overexposed means the picture looks brighter. Okay? But mirrorless difference is that it shows you the actual exposure. Let me, if I can show you quickly. Let's say the 7C is right here with me. Okay, so I'm just flip out the screen. Okay, so what you're seeing in this information right here is showing you what you're actually getting when you take a photo, because it's actual information. You cannot really change it. All right. So if I ask the camera to go darker, it will go darker, because this is So it means that you can see now the screen turn darker. If I go darker, see it goes darker. Means they're asking the camera exposure, the composition to go dark or to underexpose the shots. That's why when you take a photo, the picture comes out will become just dark. Okay. Or if you want, you can go brighter. Okay. Just go too bright. But this thing only works with live view or mirrorless camera. DSLR cannot. You have to guess it because you're looking through a mirror reflections. This is why this picture comes in. Right. Anyway, that's enough of the DSLR tech because it will be very long and never finish. But in short, it's just more convenient compared to DSLR. But of course, the manual learning curve one, mirrorless will be a bit more overwhelmed because it has a lot of technology that not in DSLR before. Okay, let me go back to this part. Okay, go to this part here. It's all my previous history lah. I shoot a lot of shoots because I just like to do some behind the scene. That's how I learned. That's a part of my hobby last time. Okay, then myself, since I joined Sony, then I do a lot of video. Maybe you've seen some of my video before. Let's just quickly go through. Okay, this is a good tips. Okay, let's see any question here. Hi, thanks for dropping by. Is Chris Chan? Yes, Chris Chan. Yes. Okay. So between 7C and 7M3, both are similar full frame sensor. And isn't it 7C better since it's much smaller in size? Okay, for the 7C and 7M3 comparison, I'll come back later. Okay, so this is a tip for you, for anyone out there in front of you right now watching this video. Please, whenever you use an SD card, if you have a new SD card, don't use it on many places. Unless, if you want to do this part, if you want to use this SD card on camera A, camera B, camera C, or even different brand, or even use on computer, okay? But one thing, always important, format the SD card in the camera first before you start shooting. Very important, format before you start shooting. Because every camera has their own database. Even for Sony itself, it has different database. So better to do this step in case else, if you never do format, you only delete, or you just see some photo you don't like, just delete. And in the long run, your card will fail, regardless how crazy expensive, it will fail because you use on multiple devices and the database structures is different. And one more thing I want to say is that when you do deleting, the camera actually not taking the photo away from the camera or deleting the photo, it just makes it disappear into somewhere hidden in the database structures. But it's still somewhere inside there until something overwritten on top. But the problem is that the more things overwritten on top, and it causes the issue where the card will fail. That's why sometimes if you see a picture, I'm not sure you see online or yourself, I have actually experienced, you see like a whole picture, suddenly got whole one bar become like purple color or different, like even no color or no pixel, just whole stretch like that. Okay? It's not something wrong with the camera or sensor, it's just because of the card is failing. So always important, whenever you use any SD card to any new camera, even you buy a brand new camera with a brand new SD card, format first. Very important. And also, of course, when you do formatting, the SD card will be, your data will be gone forever. So you make sure back up to other places first before you do this formatting. So for me, my style is whenever I do shooting, like myself, I do a lot of assignment on testing camera and lenses. Every time, before I always back up all the stuff to my hard disk, my other hard disk, and then after that, put into the camera that I'm going to use and format it. I always use this practice. And in the past, since 2012 until now, 9 years, I never really had a failed SD card. But I have friends fail it. So I don't know how they do it, but I just keep telling them, you must format SD card, not delete. Delete is not actually doing anything, just useless. Just remember it's formatting. Okay, important, Even though a brand new SD card, need to format. don't trust it, just format it. Okay, so that's it. And that's the different sensor size. I'm sure you already know. And just some for you if you don't know. So in case of camera, when you take a photo, you want to have a bigger sensor. So this is quite an old tech already from 2012. Anyway, I just put some picture here. So it's a full frame APS-C, and then of course, all right, just keep going. So you can see right here, if I do quickly show you, there's a full frame right here, and there's my 6.6 right here. So if I do side by side, okay, so you can see the 6.6 and the full frame. Okay, that's the bigger green area compared to this smaller green area. The bigger one means better image quality. All right, just quickly go back. Let me put it back for now, in case all my 口水跑进去 Okay, let me put it back, and this one right here. Okay, so keep going. So yeah, bigger sensor, better image quality. Okay, so let me just go back. So this is a size comparison in terms of size lah. So that's why you want to have a bigger sensor first before you buy a camera, not because of megapixel. Megapixel is just a marketing hype. Always bigger sensor first, but of course bigger sensor means equals to bigger lens and also equals to more expensive lens, because the lens has to be larger to cover the surface area of the sensor. All right, that's the APS-C, and that's the full frame. So you can see that's why people always say full frame, because they actually refer to the film day, in the full frame day, okay? And then that's the one piece of the film is equals to the, full frame. Back then, and APS-C, the reason is that last time they couldn't have a huge sensor like today, what we have today now, because it's just how the technology changes. Last time was more difficult to make full frame, but now it's very easy already. So that's why full frame become a standard, and full frame give you the best, and no crop factors, everything 1:1. And just to show you again in terms of full frame size and versus APS-C as an example. And then if you do in video mode, what happens is that it actually crop, okay? Because video mode is 16:9 aspect ratio, so this is 3:2. So that's the video aspect ratio right here. This format. When you shoot video in full frame, if the sensor is good, it can read from the whole frame. But if the sensor is not good, it might read on a certain area. It depends on the megapixel of the sensor. Then you have the certain crop. And then of course APS-C in video, same. And also they call it as a Super 35. Okay, this is APS-C. All right, just as general, let me go through here. So if you have a 60mm lenses, okay, even though it's APS-C 16mm, okay, you still need to multiply the crop factors. Means that 60 this is a 10:18 APS-C lens. So the actual effective focal length in full frame is actually 15:27. So whatever lens in APS-C, or even as long as you put in APS-C sensor, there's a crop factors of 1.5 in Sony, 1.6 in Canon. So there's a crop factors. So if you're buying a full frame sensor with a full frame lens, it's 16, then it's a 16. But if you buy APS-C lenses, put on full frame, although it's a say 16 there, but you still need to, you don't need to multiply, but problem is that you might have the problem on the side because you cannot see, because the lens is optimized for APS-C, not for full frame. But this is just a general guide here. Okay, I think just now, I quickly come to that question just now. Maybe I don't need to go through these basics. Let me go to this part. I think this is what you care the most. Okay, just quickly. Currently, we have 64 E-mount lenses, all right? 64 of them. And then, so you have lots of options for you to choose, really. So anything that is, from ultra wide to ultra far away, telephoto 600 here. Okay, pretty much right now in Sony lenses, 64 lenses. Full frame is 44, APS-C is 20. It's not enough for you to cover entire focal length that you mostly need. Most of the thing that you need is actually all covered already with Sony native lenses. Okay, so let me put on this part here. Disappointed. Okay. Right, JQ Wong, I'll come back. So 7C is comprised of these 4 bodies and then come to this, okay, compact. So it borrowed technology from A9, R4, and then technology from 7.3, and then come into this 7C. Okay, let me go to here. So it comes in all this. So, okay, maybe I'll just keep this. So, okay, this is the interesting part. So 7.3 and 7C, they have this quite similar, okay, specs. But some people might confuse which one is better and which one is good. I wouldn't say one is better than the other because they have their own shortcoming. Means some is good in this, some is good in bad at this. Okay, but here just a similarity you can see. I'm sure you already know, and this camera is not new. It's been out since last year until now. So I'm sure you're seeing a lot of YouTuber and also influencer as well as the pro videographer, wedding photographer. Yeah, they have used 7.3. Okay, then you see a lot of YouTube and the the YouTuber, and they use the 7C or even the influencer. So here is a similarity. Okay, they have full frame, 24 megapixel, right? So, okay, back to this JQ question. So isn't that 7C here? 7C is better, but since it's much smaller in size. All right, so let me go to the difference one by one. Let me go back here. Okay, so that's why I say it borrowed from the 7R4 and the 7M3 because they have this quite of a. So what you see in the orange part here is on R4. Whatever you see in the 7.3 part is in, yeah, so they borrow from each other and come back to it. Mainly is the real-time tracking, the tracking of the mechanism from R4 and back then to 7C, okay? And then also, just now you see the video, if you are at the start, you see the video and you see how the catalyst browse thing, how the stabilization in video without any, even I didn't turn on any stabilization in camera, but it has a very good stable video. Thanks to the new the catalyst browse thing. Okay, so from here you can see it has, yeah. I'm sure you see all the spec. Okay, let me skip this part. Okay, so this thing I want to highlight. This is something very good. It's just that once you use it, you just love it. You just forget about everything other focusing from the past. Even DSLR cannot do this because it's just so precise and it actually hugs on the subject. So what I'm trying to say here is this is the real-time tracking, which I think Sony was the first one to introduce this kind of stuff back in 2019 with the firmware 5.0 on A9. It was a big firmware update. Okay, yeah, basically it's like give a new life to A9, and then from this technology it cascades down to certain Sony camera product. Okay, so for 7.3 and 7R3, let's say they don't get the benefit of this, unfortunately, but 7C does. So this real-time tracking is really good because you actually remember the distance, the pattern, and the color. So it's follow the shape of the person, the color, and the distance. It just remembers it. Okay, and then combined with this real-time IAF, which it remember the eyes or the human face, and it follows it. So if the person looking at you, face and eye looking at you, okay, but if the camera pointing at me, let's say right now, but if I move away, and it become this square here. This square. This is a real-time tracking. All right. So yeah, now things getting more interesting because 7C looks like it's better in a way, but it also has its own shortcoming. So let me on top. If sometimes face and eye doesn't detect if there's a huge light source like against it, okay, then you only see the face. It doesn't see eye because if it's a strong backlit or maybe subject too far away or face partially covered, then you might not see the eyeball. Just an example here. Okay, so the real-time tracking, okay, currently it's not on all the Sony camera, but most of the new model will have real-time tracking. So basically, it's like if it's on the side and then the face and eye, it just go back and forth like that. Okay, but the real-time IF for 7M3 currently is only these two. It doesn't have this thing. Okay, okay, it works back and forth, and then real-time IF is these two. Okay, basically it knows the face and eye, but it won't remember the color pattern and distance. Okay, it's just tracking in terms of the distance, like the normal face detections. Okay. All right. So I would say 7.3 in terms of the tracking part and all this and that, although it's a bit shortcoming from 7C, I would say it's good for photographer, especially the 1/8,000 shutter speed, because 7C it only have 1/4,000 shutter speed. That's the mechanical shutter speed. Okay, and one more thing is that 7.3 has two curtain. Whenever you take a photo, you hear the ta-ta, two curtain, and then in the 7C is forever one time, one time only. So there's a good and bad in a way. Okay, let me just quickly demonstrate to you. All right, so back to your question here. So if you just for general usage wise, like if you're a hobby user, then 7C might be a better choice. Okay, because it has the more easier, friendly to use tracking, and then the flip out screen. Okay, but just for the demonstration right here, you can see. Okay, did I turn on? Yeah, turn on. Okay, so this is a 7.3. Of course, the whole economics is more, how to say, more photographer oriented in a way because of this deeper grip. Okay, compared to, yeah, this is 7C is a bit more flat. Okay, it doesn't show this grip here. So this grip feels like, yeah, you feel strong in the hand, very sturdy. But this one, yeah, a bit more flat. All right. So, but anyhow, just to show the demonstration in terms of the shutter speed. Okay, let me check. Oh yeah, this is 2 times. So maybe it's too far, you cannot see. You see, it's very fast, you cannot see. But if I do slow down the time, slow down the shutter speed, I can go lower. Then you can see it's 2 times. Okay, I go ISO 100. Okay, now it's 10115. You see the tap like that. Okay, it's not even slower, and you go slower. Okay, now it's really slow. 0.4 second. See, that's 2 times. Okay, that's the 2 curtain and fully mechanical. So for those people who use flash, and they definitely know this is important because flash user might need these 2 curtain for certain tasks. And 7C is forever in 1 curtain. You cannot have 2 curtain options. So with this part right here, it helps you give a bit more control in terms of how the flash exposure. But of course, most normal user, normal day-to-day user, they might not care about this because this is very dedicated for certain professional in terms of the flash usages. But where 7C is right here, let me pick out. Okay, turn off first. Take out. Okay, so so you just hear that 1 clicks. Let me go to M mode. Okay. So you can see it's just 1 time. That's it. There's no ta-ta. Okay. So in a way, is that few types of around 5 different model. Okay, so if you say back to Isan question, you can see right here. Okay, I saw there's a few types around 5 different models. What is a good camera for just normal everyday use and traveling? Okay, then in that case, 7C will fit this requirement. Okay, because it covers most of the general usage consumption, and then it's also easier to use compared to 7M3 with the new tracking mechanism. Okay, so I would strongly recommend you get the 7C if you're looking for something compact, small, and easy to bring around. And then also on top, just now at the start, if you missed the video, this camera has support the catalyst browse thing, so you can actually use it to do the nice video footages. Okay, let me quickly show. Okay, let me go back to now. Okay, so if I can bring up some video footages, I can show you. So let's say, okay, so I tested this camera. Okay, 7C, and with the 50mm 2.5G, the new G lens. Of course, I don't have it with me right now, but I actually used it for 1 day to test. So I put a 7C and a 50mm 2.5G, and I switched off the stabilization. So, but this one, you require you to do the additional stabilization at home when you use a software called Catalyst Browse. So I'm just going to bring out a video. You can see how stable it is, and I've purely handheld and also did a slow motion in that video. Okay. So I shot mostly at, so it was all full HD only, not 4K. So I'll just quickly bring up this one.
手车是拿住了，等下回去我再加工啊，你人就还会 video 比较稳一点。
Okay, so you can see the video, just a simple demonstration. I'm not very good in editing, but just to show you, it's pure handheld, and then the stabilization is so good. Okay, but one thing is, this thing only works on supported camera. One thing, another thing is that, you cannot use a stand. Don't use the stabilizer in the camera. It makes you have to switch off. And then another thing is you need to use the software in the computer to do this step in terms of stabilization. So what you see now is all pure handheld. So that's why for traveler, and then of course right now cannot travel, but for everyday with video footages wise consumption, traveler, then this will be a perfect sense. Okay, and then let me go back to here again. Is flash still important? Myself, I like to shoot flash. Because I know these days the camera sensor is super good. I mean, editing is so powerful. You can just turn anything into so nice straight away. Okay, the sensor has been so powerful already. Okay, I know because the editing, the raw file and the ISO is so good, you don't really use flash. But for myself, I still like to use flash because mainly it's for the portrait shoot that I go and do. For general wise, maybe you don't really need because it's the camera sensor is so good already. But for me, it's because I like to control the lights. So it gives me a certain degree of control. So it's up to you, no personal preference. So some people, if those people shoot flash, especially people who shoot for work, for event, for wedding, example, then flash is critical. Then that might be people might sway over to go 7.3 because of the 1/8000 shutter speed. And I think it's also the vertical grip, the grip that you can hold from here to here. Because 7C doesn't has any grip. It doesn't do any. You just hold like this or like this, but it doesn't has the grip like the actual grip like the from 7.3. So I guess for general people or most hobby user, then 7C will be a better choice because it's just more convenient. Especially this screen can flip out and you can do the touch screen. So that way already very useful. Okay, back to the question again. Let me see. YouTuber. Okay, 7C for YouTuber straight away. No need to think already. Bananas and peach. That's quite interesting name here. 7.3 for YouTube. YouTuber 7C straight away. Okay, because you should mostly just shoot normal photo and video. 7C will be enough. And video is a key strength of this camera. That's why I want to show is this part here. Okay, this is quick comparison that I did. Okay, so and 2 SD card slot and only touch focus and real time for human and animal. This is for 7.3. Then for 7C, I would say more suitable for video related. Both camera takes very good photo because they share exactly the same sensor. Technically, the same sensor, same 74 megapixel sensor, same processor. So not too far from each other. Although software algorithm wise, Sony did improve on the 7C. So picture straight from camera, out of camera JPEG, we call out of camera JPEG. 7C might not more pleasing compared to 7.3. But anyhow, you can just shoot raw file and you do anything you want. So that's not a big deal. But you say some people want to do straight from camera, then 7C might be slightly better because of the new algorithm they use in 7C compared to 7.3. But from here wise, more suitable for video related. And then the digital hot shoe. So for this is another thing here. Come here, 7C, okay, and 7.3. Let me take out this part here. So the hot shoe, okay, this is called hot shoe. Some people say cold shoe. Cold shoe means there's no connection. Hot shoe means you can actually plug something in. That's what called hot shoe. Okay, for this part here, this is actually this is a multi-interface shoe, but only up to analog support. This is a multi-interface shoe up to digital support. So means that if for those YouTuber, there's a very good microphone that I strongly recommend to you if you want to go out and vlogging, all this and that. Then this is a no-brainer. You can look for this one. This will be a general purpose, very powerful microphone. This is, I think, one of the most powerful microphones that Sony created. I don't think any other brand they create is so powerful because as you can see, there's so many microphones on top. The crazy amount of microphone on top. And this is a very smart microphone. If you're not doing anything like just by yourself, if you just bring around with travel and you don't want to have one clip with you, this is a no-brainer. And it comes with this mouse thing. What do you call this? This is an ECM B1M. And at the back here, if you see, at the back here, it has all this control. Basically, it allows you to control the sound, whether you want the sound to be front focus only, okay, or the sound from 360, or the sound from somewhere around here only. So that's why you have the 3 control at the back there, allows you to do control. So yeah, and these things support digital. So what it means that when the sound is digital, let me go back to here again. Okay, the sound picks up from the microphone, and inside there's a dedicated processor to process the sound. It doesn't. So what normally happen is that normal microphone, if you buy from other brand, regardless any brand, third party, and then you plug into another port here, usually plug on the side. You know how, let's say, okay, there's a port here. So whatever sound, so they will process on the mic already, and then when it comes to here, and you go to camera, you process another time. That's only is stored into the SD card. This one is, if you, I mean these two are combined. If it's full digital, the sound will be processed here and straight go to memory card. So this one will give you a clearer sound compared to the normal, you know, that one you have to go through the cable. And as you all know, sound is actually conducted by the cable, and then the cable quality also another thing to worry. Like there's a silver color, gold color, and all sort of different things, you know, noises and all this and that. So this is a data mic. This is an ECM B1M. If you those for YouTuber, let's say, yeah. So okay, yeah. So okay. Do I have the sound? Okay, let me think. Do I have the sound thing? Okay, I try find that video if I can find. I did a sound comparison before. Just give me 1 second. I'm trying to look for my hard disk. I think it's in 2019. I did a sound comparison when I was in Singapore when I did the training last time. Let me find. Give me 1 second right here. Okay, I found it. So let's quickly come down. I hope it's this one. Okay, I'll just give it a try. So you just pay attention. But although that time when I did this sound comparison, I didn't have A7C with me. Don't have, just 6004. But I just do a standard comparison between a normal, the ECM-XYXT1M, and one more is this one, the ECM B1M. But anyway, I'll just jump to the part where it's more important. So just stay tuned.
Alpha.
你看我手现在是拿住了，等下回去我再加。It's right here, this one. You can see it up close. Because this one has a mouse on top. If I take this one out, you can see this one actually has a. So I already switched the sound. Just okay, right now I'm just gonna do a few tests. Because there's a lot of crowd here, a lot of people, and the sound is still behind. You can see far behind. Okay, right now I'm just concentrate my sound towards myself. Okay, I can actually switch over. So I already switched the sound, just focus on myself only. So the background noise should be a bit less, but it's still quite noisy because there's a lot of things at the background. So right now if I point towards the people and I'm still talking, okay, right now I'm pointing towards the people. Okay, my sound, I'm still talking. There's still a lot of people and there's a bunch of kids there in the middle. I'm actually making photos. Few waterfall right in front. Okay, you can see the sound is actually dampened. Just the sound is actually, I have the microphone to focus on the front. Okay, now back to me. The sound should be clearer now. You can see the sound should be clearer because the sound is only focused to the front. Okay, if I switch back to normal. Okay, if I talk from here, and I switch around, and I'm still talking. Let's say I'm recording this event here. I'm still talking. So the sound still be able to pick up my sound, and also the front sound, and there's lots of things. Okay. So right now what I want to do is I can actually do focus sound. I switch the sound to front focus. Okay, and then now focus on me. And one more thing I added, you can actually do noise cancellation. So I turn on the noise cancellation now. Okay, right now you should be able to hear that the surrounding sound of the ambient is suppressed, and also not as much noise. It's still there, but not as much noise. But my sound from the front is still clear. Thanks to the mic has a built-in processor, and there's a microphone capsule that actually do all the calculation by itself to cancel out each other noise from ambient, and then my sound is a very smart
microphone. And this mic is actually must have for more the alpha user, because this microphone is specially designed for alpha user with the hot shoe in mind. And any camera that you have with a hot shoe, you can use this mic. So you can hear the sound differences even just for the 6400, and it's analog. But if you put it on the R4 or in the future or the new firmware with the digital hot shoe, the sound will be even much better. Okay, so here is the conclusion of my test with the sound testing. Okay. Okay, so you can hear the sound just now. You can, when I turn on the noise cancelling, because that time when I record I couldn't hear anything because I didn't bring the headphone. Anyhow, is when I turn on the noise cancelling, the background just boom, the waterfall sound just gone away. And yeah, so this mic is super smart. It's like one of my most favorite buy, and is just if you want to just do video of yourself, okay, and with other people and go around, this is a definitely must have. Then of course we have another mic that you can clip on, but that one's stuck to one person. But this one is, you can use. And just like I mentioned, I use in 6004. So if I go here, if I show you a bit closer. So there's a two part, there's digital and analog. So digital for, let's say if you're using camera with digital multi-interface through support, okay? If you're using A7M3, then you need to switch to analog, okay? So the difference is that instead of the sound go straight to the card straight away, you still need to go back to the in-camera processor and then only go to the card. So whenever there is additional processing, cables, or even just cable means you have to convert from digital to analog to digital. There's a cable part, and then inside camera how they process the sound, and then finally go to SD card. So whenever there's an additional processing, means equals to noise. That's why sometimes when you plug the noise, you listen, it's vary from one another, and the way how the motherboard and all this and that. Anyhow, this is a very smart microphone. In case you want to look for this, I like a lot. Okay, back to here. Okay, Bananas, thanks to your question. Okay, so I can see depth of field ZV-1, 7C, huge difference. Okay, now I'm to show some pictures instead of keep talking. Some full frame pictures. Okay, let me just show you quickly. All right, so what you're seeing right now is from 7C. Okay, I didn't take this photo. They're all, it's just general pictures. I think this one shot with, what's the lens is this? 85 1.8. So this 85 1.8, and because you need to have the nice background separation, you need to use more compressed. Okay, so let's say this lens. So this whatever you see right here, shot by this lens, right? Okay, let me bring it out quickly. So many things on my cable already. Okay, right here. So 85 1.8, sorry, a bit rusted because I use it a lot, so you can see a bit bumps up already. So 85 1.8, very good for starter, and then you can see a huge glass with the 85 1.8. This is a must-have for starter, for portrait, for product, for anything that you want to shoot background blur. For a starter, this is a must-have lens. It's very sharp, very fast focus. Okay, of course you cannot compare to G Master, which is a different level, but anyhow, this is it's like a no-brainer. 2000 something. This is a very good must-have lens, and it comes with this focus hold button, which I also favorite. You can do customization. So 7C and ZV-1 picture quality is a huge, because we are talking about full frame and 1 inch. So let me still back to the picture here. Okay, I do have a Z1 with me. Okay, never mind. I just put like this for now. Let me quickly grab my Z1. Hey, so this is a quick comparison right here. Although Z1 is a versatile camera, I won't say Z1 is bad. But of course, if you say sensor-wise, then full frame is going to give you more. You just imagine this is the circle area, and that's the circle area. Okay, but of course, this is a different lens. This is a brighter lens. This is 1.8 to 2.8. This is a f4 to 5.6. That's why you see a smaller hole. If I do swap around, I switch to a 1.8 lenses. Example. Okay, this is a 1.8 lenses. 35, 1.8. Okay, and let's put this around and do like this. Then you can see the glass difference. Okay, then I bring out the ZV-1. So you can see the glass. That's a tiny hole right there, and there's a bigger hole right there. So okay. So like I said before, if you want a nice picture quality, you need to go full frame. because full frame give you more control in terms of those depth of field thing. Oh, later I'll come back to that. And then another thing is the sensor size is huge. So ZV-1 I think is about 1/8 of the size of this, because it's 1 inch. This is full frame, so there's the I think around there. So this is bigger than this one. If you say picture quality, yeah, of course this one will win. But tracking wise, I think this is slightly faster. But of course this is smaller lenses, smaller sensor. Yeah, pros and cons and all this and that. But anyhow, is also depends on this one right now. This one it depends on the lens you choose and all this and that. But this one will give you more versatility, and this is more dedicated for one thing, and then it has more all in one. Using 6004. All right, back to here. So some of the pictures, I think there are some very nice one. Okay, some pictures. If you like to, then 6.4 upgrade to the 7C will be good. For the full frame image quality. And then also another thing is, in Sony camera itself, there is different sensor design. So I'm not sure if you notice this. Let's say if I go to the website, okay, I'll go back to Sony again. Let's say I go to 6.4, so you can see. Just to let you all know, there's a different sensor design. So maybe some people don't know what it is. Let me go to the, let's go to spec. Okay, this is 6.4. 6.4. I need to look for the sensor. Where is it? Sorry, APS-C type X small sensor. You can see X small right here. Okay, next I'll bring up Sony Malaysia again. Feel free to drop in the comment below if you need anything. So right here, so I type 7C. Now then, if you upgrade to 7C, then you feel very familiar, because 7C and 6004, if it's like similar size and shape in that regards. Okay, let me go back to this spec specification, and one more go down right here. Okay, so you see X small r. Okay, and then this is X small. Yeah, so in Sony right now, there is mainly three type of different sensor design. The most powerful one is X small RS. Okay, I just change this to Sony Malaysia again, so you can see. So okay, X small RS used on ZV-1, but it's a 1 inch. Don't forget. But if you type A1, okay, A1 is super crazy lah. We cannot compare, because this is super crazy camera for specific tasks. So not for general usage, because it's just so crazy for the price. But anyhow, it built for what it meant for. It's not for the general public. Okay, so let's say, where's the sensor? Now, X small RS CMOS sensor. All right. So X small RS is the most powerful sensor Sony created. It's just so powerful because it actually has a RAM behind it. Okay, but anyhow, this I don't want to explain it because it's so very crazy. But anyhow, back to here, X small R. So if you're getting if you upgrade from 6.4 to 7C, not just improve in terms of the image quality, but also improve the low light performance, because X small R is a reverse structures, or we call backside illuminated. Sometimes if you search online, people say backside illuminated. What it means that, okay, if I do type this, backside illuminated, this one. So if you do, I mean, Sony has fame of it. Basically, it raised the, how to say, okay, if I can find a good example to show you. Never mind, complicated. I think you want it if you look at this. Anyway, basically it improved the sensitivity, so good for low light performance and picture quality and the color reproduction, all this and that. It's just better. So X small R is the second tier. First tier will be the X small RS, which is right here. X small RS, and then X small is on 6.4. So yeah, that's the sensor difference. The sensor different design. Can you link that lens to me? Okay, yes, I can link the lens quickly. Okay, sorry. All right, link that lens. So I will share this Shopee link. Actually, because it's just yeah, okay, I can speak some promo right now as well. If not, the boss will say, hey, okay, Shopee Mall right here. Oops, a bit small. Let me go larger. Okay, so this is the Sony Center Me release Shopee Mall. Okay, I'll try copy and paste this link. Let me look for this link somewhere here. Give me 1 second. Copy link address. I'll put in the comment so you all can go and have a look. So all the promotion is right there. Okay, so the 85 1.8 right here, this one is a very good lens for even for APS-C user, full frame user. Yeah, you just get this. If you're nice 4K, nice background separation, you need to get this lens for a start. Then of course later on, if you have more budget, you can go for the GMG Master, but this is a very good for a start. This one here. Okay, then this is a new compact G. This is like our premium line because the whole lens is made out of metal. It's a very solid build and it has an aperture ring, all this and that. It's a bit more hipster, you know, street style in a way. But then next to it is 35mm will be very highly recommended for general purpose. Okay, everyday lenses. So when you want to buy this camera, I wouldn't suggest go for a kit. Kit is just general purpose. I would suggest you just go for body and then plus the lens. That would be very good because this lens a good start and this one also a very good start. So you can have a look inside all this bundle. But of course, whatever I say today, not final. I mean, this is my own recommendation. But yeah, myself, I'm a prime shooter. So I always love to shoot prime because I like the background separation. Let's say the 35 1.8f, which is right here. Yeah, I use it a lot. I mean, I went out with friends and take some photo with friends. And then, yeah, this is quite a good lens for the price. And then it's quite sharp as well. I mean, not like the G Master sharp. It's more than enough for most people. And then it's a very nice rendition. And this is just at a shop, 35mm. As you all know, when choosing lenses, you want to choose lens that not too, for general purpose, it's around 24 to 70. This is the general purpose because you don't want to choose lens that is too long, like 100 or 200. Then you need to stand further away, okay? And if you choose lens that is too wide, let's say 12, 16, then you are see too much. You can get close to the person, but you're too wide. So I quickly bring up a video that I did last time. So you can see right here.
Alpha.
All right, so just bring out my sound so you can hear my sound. Okay, so you can see the distance. I'm shooting a full body shot with a different focal length. So the lower the mm means you can get close to the person, but just be aware of the distortion because lower wide angle lens has a distortion. So you need to play around with it. And then there's this 24 and of the 85. This is 85, and all whatever you see here is all full frame. Okay, not APS, it's just full frame. And to shoot a full body, that's the distance I need to stand. Okay, but of course you can get closer. Depends on how tall or how, so it's just a reference, all right? But if my friend is 190 cm, it means tall means I need to stand further back. Depends on how tall is the subject. But yeah, you can get the idea. The background separation, all this. But if you just shoot a half body, you go closer, and then you have a nice background blur. So the background blur is actually in the relationship of your sensor size, your focal length, your distance to subject, and your aperture value. So for this case, it's 85mm 1.8. I changed to 1.8. It's a 1.4, but I changed to 1.8. And then your your distance to subject, and then your the full frame sensor. So it is a full frame sensor. So if you're closer to the subject, the background even more blur. Okay. Then of course, using like this one, you can see this is a 135. This is a longer focal length. A long focal length helps you to compress more background. So in the way that you can see your person and the background just pops up from the background. But the problem is that you need to stand further back lah. So you get the idea. Okay, so this is the IAF tracking thing. So you can see it tracks the eyeball. Very good. And last is I'll show you the 600, which I happen to have a chance to test. You can see how far to stand in order to take one full body shot. Okay, this is a super crazy example. Not ask you to, but you can get the idea. And the camera so far away, it knows the eyes, it tracks it crazily. Okay, so that's the 600mm focal length. Okay, back to here. So is there any major difference to 28, 1.8, 1.8? Okay, hi, thanks for asking, Harn. All right, so back to here. Let me see here. Okay, so back. I think your question is there any major difference between 2.8, 1.8, 1.4? I would say it need to come down to the lens design. So how do I demonstrate this? Okay, a bit tricky. Okay, let me show. Okay, let me bring out this one. This is 35 1.8. Luckily, I have 1.4 with me because I bought myself one. So I just to show you where's my 1.4. Okay, here. Okay, this is the 35 1.4 right here. 35 1.4, 35 1.8. Okay, this is different, but this is both full frame lenses. So what usually what happens is that when you buy a lens, it tells you, let's say this is the 35 1.8. Okay, if I go closer, oops, too close. Okay, right here, 35 1.8, and that's the 35 1.4. So what happens is that usually you want to buy a lens. Okay, if you buy a lens at 35 at 1.8, you want the 1.8 to be usable and very good contrast and sharpness and all this and that. There's a lot of things to be involved. And then this is at 1.4, so you want the lens to be very good at 1.4. So there's a lot of third-party brand out there. It's just never-ending topic. Not all the lens, although all the other brand, let's say example in 35 1.4 alone, there's so many different brands like Sigma, all so and so. Not necessarily at 1.4 is good from the center image of the frame all the way to the corner, because there's a lot of lens element that actually to do the the perfection into the lens design itself. It's a bit complicated to explain here. But what happens is that if a lens at 1.4, by the time you stop down to 2.8 or even to f2 or 2.8, usually then the picture will become very sharp. So usually at 1.4, you might get, let's say, 80% sharp, not fully. But this is a G Master, that kind of quality. But if you say this one here, I would say the sharpness at 1.8 is about 60 to 70% in the middle. But if you say the corner, maybe not as good as G Master, example. Okay, and you need to stop down to, like, let's say f5.6 or f4 in order to get the full more sharpness across it. Maybe you need to stop at f8. But G Master, like this one 1.4. By the time I stop down to 2.8 and around f4, between 2.8 to f4, this is like a peak sharpness of this lens, because this lens is just too sharp at 1.4. And yeah, by the time at 2.8 or f4, it's like crazy sharp already. So usually a lens like this, why people want to buy 1.4? Because let's say if they shoot wedding, they're not necessarily need to shoot 1.4 all the time. They might need to shoot 2.8, as an example. So they want the lens to be sharp at 2.8. But if you buy a lens sharp, it's only start at 2.8. It doesn't have this at the start. Means that the 2.8 might not be fully sharp, or there's a lot of things involved. So people buy 1.4, they want to use. Of course, you can use 1.4, but some people want it because they want it sharp at 2.8. That's why they buy 1.4 lens. That's one reason. Another reason is, because of the 1.4. Okay, I'm not sure if I have a comparison here. Okay, I do have. This is a quick example here. Quickly show you. All right, so this is 35.4 GM. I want to compare side by side in the same location, same situation, same camera, just different lens. One is the 35.8 f, which is this one here. One is the 35.8 f. One is the 35.4 GM. Just to showing you by comparison. Okay, all right, and yeah, so you can see 35.4 GM right here. This is in the middle right here. And then one more is I just try to find a similar. Let me see. Is it 35.8F? This one? I need to see. Okay, this is 35.8. Okay, I'm just trying to find a similar-ish. Hold on. Maybe these two. Okay, they will make a better sense. Okay, I think this. Because they are all different body length. Okay, around these two. Okay, this one is 35.4 GM, and another one is this one right here. Oops, I want to do a comparison. Sorry, Okay, and then another one is this one. Well, this is a bit closer. But anyhow, but just like looking at the whole picture point of view, just looking from the first glance. Although these two are the same setting, but you might see that this is having higher contrast. Okay, I apply the same setting on both pictures, but because the lens construction is different. Okay, this is at 1.4 and this is at 1.8. Okay, 1.4 lenses is harder to make compared to 1.8. So the lower aperture lens is easier to make compared to a larger aperture lens, because larger aperture lens has more things to worry compared to smaller aperture lens. Anyhow, is at 1.4 and 1.8, you can see the rendition is different. Even the color of the hair is a little bit different. Same setting here, but the contrast and the color rendition, and then we call the sharpness. Okay, there's a focus on here, right here, and this is okay sharp. It's still sharp, very quite sharp for the price and point, but this is at another level. It's even more details and all. We call micro contrast, even higher. And another thing is the color fringing. This is called color fringing. This is another issue that people have to worry when you use a prime lenses, because it has this color fringing. This one control quite well. Okay, it's there a bit, but not as obvious compared to the 1.8. And don't forget, 1.4 lenses is harder to make than 1.8. As remember this. Okay, so anyhow, I'm not trying to say 1.8 lens, this 135 1.8 is bad. No. Just to show you that G Master quality compared to a general lenses from Sony, which is the 35.8 f, the differences. Okay, I'm not trying to bash one each other. It's just this different level of quality, or in terms of the lens constructions. All right, I think I might carry away too far away. Let me see what's the comment first. Is there animation? No. Okay, so I hope I answer your question, Han. To pair with all-rounder lenses, which lens do you recommend? I want to carry all the lenses around. Yeah, Jackie Wong. So I guess if you are more into a compact all-in-one, then you might just want to consider just to get the 28 to 60, which is, let me see if I have an example here. I don't have. Let me see, 8, 7. Oh, I do have. Okay, I can show you already. Okay, right here. So I have some sample picture here with the 7C and the kit lens. So, oops, let me go back to large picture. Okay, if you're looking for a lens and a camera to start, not too complicated. So you can see this is a 7C with a 2860, the kit lens. So this kit lens actually is better than 7 Mark III kit lens. It's much better, because 7 Mark III kit lens was not up to the task. It's just not up to the task. So this is a zoom in edit. That's why you can see the background is larger, and this is a wider end. Wider end, zoom in, wider end, zoom in. Okay. So the more you zoom in, the more the longer the focal length, the background you see is larger, closer to you, and the subject more pops out thanks to you zoom in. Okay, this lens is actually quite good because it's quite high contrast in my experience. You can see quite sharp in the middle, and all the way to the corner is still quite good contrast, because that kit lens from the previous A7M3, the corner is not good. But of course, technology cannot compare different technology. You know, 7M3 last time, that time is from 7 Mark II, which is 2015, and now 2020, 5 years different. So it's a bit different. Okay, so yeah. So if you're looking for a lens, let's say back to Jackie Wong. So you want all-in-one lenses, then I go back to this part here again. Okay, so you're looking for this part. So a full frame lenses with the kit lens together will be a better choice. All in one round, and then you get all these extra goodies from the Sony Center Mid Valley. So feel free to contact anyone that you know from Sony Center Mid Valley, as well as you can buy from their Shopee here. So that's the price right here. Okay, so yeah, already got one battery inside, but this is additional battery. Ooh. And 7C battery, yeah, like 7M3 same, but it lasts very long, so very good. So if you, yeah, all in one person, then you look for this one. But for me, I like to shoot prime, so I usually just buy with a 7C body plus a 35. This will be a good start. Okay, let me show you more photo. And let me show this one and go back to 35 1.8f. I shot a bit. I went to this is where? This is at Merchant Lane. So this is a very good lens to start. Not expensive, good quality. And then if you, I think this is at 1.8. Let me check. Yeah, this is at 1.8, and then good, and then that's so you can shoot in RAW. What you see is this actually shot with the 7C, okay, or I think maybe 7M3. Oh no, this one was still 7M3 because that time we are not locked down yet. 7M3. So and I stopped down to, let's say, 5.6, I think. Yeah, so you can see I stopped, because this lens is actually 1.8, but I stopped my aperture to 5.0. So I want to have more sharp from corner to corner, one thing. Another thing is I want to have the person sharp to the background. It's like you can see more, we call it the depth of field. So you want deeper depth of field, okay? So, yeah, okay. Never mind, I'll come back to the depth of field part. The one is a bit challenging to explain. But what you see here is all 35 from 1.8 right here, okay? Same thing, 35, 1.8, okay? It's just not as clean or high contrast like a G Master 31.4 GM. Of course, there's a 6,000 something each lens compared to 2008. There's a difference in terms of optical quality, but it give you this hazy look, all right? Because I'm purposely shoot against the sun, because a lot of the time when lenses that are not so high quality, I will not say high quality, the premium lens they use inside a lens, then often when you shoot against the sun, the contrast will be lower. That is a very general. I can also prove you with the MTF chart. So this is a bit boring part. hope you're still with me. Okay, quickly, I just type in SEL35F18F, this one, and also SEL35F14GM. Again, this live, after you finish, you're still here, feel free to share to your friends and family. Anyone who's looking for a camera, okay, they can always come back to refer back. So there's always, in our Sony website, you can check out this MTF chart. Okay, this one right here. Okay, just to show you. And yeah, from the chart here, I can tell you how you actually see how good the performance of a lens. Okay, I know all these pictures, sometimes you might think I have a lot of editing, all this and that, but MTF chart doesn't lie. But of course, it's hard to understand sometimes because I don't know what it is. What the heck is this two line and what is blue, green color, what is orange color? Okay, just quickly, if you're interested, if you want to see how the lens performs across all the Sony products, okay, first, of course, all the different complicated optics they use inside, usually they stated here, they put some color. You can see the spherical lenses. 1.4 GM has more crazy stuff. They use the spherical. It's one thing, but it might not make no sense for you. Doesn't matter. But here, MTF chart, you can refer to it 90% of the time. Okay, we don't say 100%. We say 90%. Okay, just imagine this is a good score here. Okay, so this is the percentage. Imagine your UPSR, 100% score. Ooh, your moms will love you. A+, very good score. Okay, 80, B, no good. So you want to have a high score. This is a score, all right? And this one is measurement of the distance. 0 is the lowest. From here is the score. Here is the distance. 0 is the center of the lens. Means that if I show you around, go around, 0 is here. In the middle of the lens, you see the tiny hole? And how they do is that they measure from here all the way to the corner. Okay? So if I switch back here, center is here, and this is the distance from the lens. The further away from the lens, usually the marks will drop. It's general. Any lens also like that, regardless if you see other brands, the same thing. Okay, so the first line is about contrast. How well you see the color, the brightness, we call contrast. And the second line is resolution. To make it simple for you to understand, you don't care about all these different lines, but mainly it's the orange line and the green line. So orange line is how well you differentiate the color and contrast. So you can see it do quite well in the center, but it slowly drop off in the middle. Okay, down to 60 something. And 80 here and stop to 50 something. This is the sharpness. This tone on the left hand side is usually we call it as wide open because you state here right here. Distance from bigger, okay. And let me see. Yeah, 3 is a max aperture. Yeah, it's stated here 3. 3 is a max aperture, means at 1.8, and 4 is f8. Means when you stop down the aperture to f8. That's why it shows you more sharpness and contrast. Remember I mentioned this now? Most lenses, if you buy 1.8, when you stop down to 2.8 or 4, then you have more sharpness and contrast. This is the reason. So you can see here. And compared to G Master, right at the start, almost 99%, all the way to the corner, still 90%. That's the difference. But compared to here, this is 90% at the start, example, but dropped to 60%. Now you understand. Because of this lens has a lower optics design compared to GM, that's the price you pay. Make sense? And then, of course, second line is the sharpness. It's very good. 90 all the way to like 80, 78 right here. And this one is 80 and below. all the way to 50 something. Make sense? So I'm not trying to demolish the 35.8f is a bad lens, but just saying that there's a different lens design, optical, and all those complicated elements, just to show you what is a God level. This is a God level, okay? SEL 400. Okay, this is just by showing you in terms of MTF chart comparison for your understanding and knowledge. Feel free to check out Sony Malaysia site. Okay, feel free to check out Sony Malaysia website by listening to what I say today, and you can check out on other lenses using MTF just to do comparison. And this live still here, you can still share this link. So if I go down, this is a most complicated lens, but also very high price tag. You can buy a MyV right here, okay, no problem. But what you see here, the contrast and sharpness is 99.9%. It's super crazy. Okay, and this is a God. It's a God, and then it's a God. It's a crazy God. Okay, so this is just to show you what is a perfect MTF chart. This is it. Means corner, center, all the way to the corner, super, ultra crazy sharp. But 52,000, that's the price you pay. But of course, this lens is built for sports and action on wildlife, not for general usage. 400, you need to stand super far away. But just to show you, this is a perfect MTF chart. Okay, you can use it as a reference. If you want to look for lenses, you can study this. But yeah, anyway, what I'm trying to say is just you just trust it as 90%, don't trust 100%, because there's a lot of other variation. Very hard to explain. So you just listen to it, look at it at 90%, okay? Back to here. So, hey, hello, shoot more. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for dropping by. I can keep carried away if I keep explaining like non-stop. Okay, let me see what's the next question here. Cecilia doesn't come with body. Yeah. Anyway, I just checked with Sony Center Mid Valley for the promotion currently going right now. You can get. Okay, let's see. Yeah, you can. Oh, let me switch back. You can get the 7C in silver color with the body only with their current promotion right now until stock lasts. So might not be more. So it might not be a lot. So currently this is their promotion. If you're looking for a 7C with silver color, yeah, that's the time. Look for them. And until stock lasts, I don't know how long it's there, so I don't know. Because I'm from Sony Malaysia, I'm not from Sony Center merely. But feel free to check them out, okay? Ask them. Okay, ask the person that you know from Sony Center merely. You can ask Brandon, you can ask Stanley, you can look for them, they will know. All right, so this is the price point right here on the Shopee Mall. Oh, sorry. Okay, they just replied. Okay, so they just replied. It's actually, at this moment, for a silver body, at this moment, only in the kit set. Unfortunately, only with the kit set, unfortunately. Yeah, because maybe it was their promotion, so I just refer to their page right here. But feel free to check out from Sony Center, contact them, find out more, anything you want to ask them about pricing and information about the camera and lenses, look for them, okay? Yeah. Ooh. So I hope I can explain to you just now with all this information right here. So I just show you a bit more. 35.8f is a good general purpose. I mean, for most people when you go out and shoot, I mean, you won't really notice, okay? Yeah, because only person like me, I've used Sony camera for the past 9 years. I've used a lot of lenses, including third-party brand, and as well as some crazy stuff I also use. I went and bought some China lens. Okay, you can see here, this is a China lens. It's a China-made lens. It's a 50mm at 0.95. Okay, you can see right here. Okay, at 0.95. You can imagine how crazy the aperture is it. And this is a China lens. Okay, but this lens is quite useless in terms of contrast and sharpness, and even more expensive than the 1.8f, but it's just not useful at 0.95. Anyway, but I like to collect them and also test for myself so I can see the difference. Yeah, there's a lot of different lens design and all this and that. Yeah, so 35.8 will be a good start, general purpose, and it's a very nice lens for you to bring around. And this picture right here. Yeah, so this one, still before MCO all the way back. This is actually shot in 2019 or 2018. I can't remember. I think 2018 or 2019, around that time. So yeah, it's quite. I went to a temple with my friends, so it's just quick snaps. So if you go in the cafe, if you go to Merchant Lane, this is at Merchant Lane, so you can see, yeah, just straight from camera, no editing, All right, that time I actually shot with the 7 Mark III, not 7C. So yeah, so for general purpose lens, this is a all-rounded. Different is it's not zoom, it's a prime. So you zoom with your feet. You need to walk around to go. If you want the thing to be larger, you go closer. If you want smaller, you go further away. Yeah. So with this 35. And then I don't have the 85.8 because I don't have the lens. Sorry, I don't have a lot of sample photo with it. I use a lot of 85.4 GM, unfortunately. But yeah, just to show you, right here with the 7C. Okay, I'm sure that this is not my photo, but this is just from Singapore. Okay, anyway, just to show you 85.8, I can see the, yeah. So if you want this large, nice background separation, then you need to look for this kind of lenses because it's more zoom, more focused in a way, and you have this nice background separation. This is for photo for your pets and family. And all this photo here you see is shot with the 7C. Okay, see any question right here? Yep. Thank you. Thanks for. So feel free. Any question? I think I got what else I need to share. Okay, so back to here, 7C. So if you are more into video related stuff, then yeah, 7C will be quite. I mean, photo also good. Then M3 is. I think right now it's more dedicated for those pro photographer. But if you're hobby user, you can go for 7C. Let me take it on myself. And then the vertical video recording is supported. So it means you can record video vertically, and then you can use it for your Instagram story. So let's say if I switch back to myself, means you can record vertical video, talk to it, blah, 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 blah. And then the video when you transfer to your phone, it becomes vertical video. Okay, just a quick demo here. Okay, let me bring. I can show you how easy to pair as well. Oops, I need to go into video mode. Okay, right. Let me just do a quick one. Oops, let me set a few settings here. Hold on. I go to auto ISO, easier, don't need to do anything, and go brighter a bit, and then I just set to tracking to AFC. And white. Okay, so I'm just gonna do like a vertical recording. So this one record vertically. Okay, and I do one more time, and now I do a horizontal. Okay, so this is horizontal. Okay, so you can see from here. Oops, sorry. Okay, see from here. This is just how I did two tests. This is vertical video. That's the horizontal. You can see it's horizontal. That's the vertical. Then you can share this thing to your Instagram story if you want to. Of course, you need to go through your phone first before you go to the last steps. So it means from here, you press FN, this image, and then all you need to do is bring out your phone, okay? And then there's usually has this QR code. Then you just need to download the apps called Imaging Edge Mobile, which is the Sony apps. This is right here, Imaging Edge Mobile. So you download it, on it, turn it on, and it just answers simple question. It will ask you a few questions. Once you go in, first step is you want to make sure go to the setting and turn on the change the image size importing to original, because you by default it's set to 2M. Make sure change to original, so the size is bigger. So right now I'm going to do is I pair this to the phone, connect. Oops, I need to turn on my Wi-Fi and connect to the new camera. Oops, scan. I'll scan a QR code. Okay, and I try to scan the phone. So once it's scanned, it knows, press OK, and you build the connection. Then it's Wi-Fi transfer. See, Wi-Fi transfer. Okay, that was the vertical video. See, it's already vertical. So most of the smartphone these days support vertical video. I think it supports. It's so stupid if your phone doesn't support. It means you need to upgrade a new phone, buy a new Xperia 1 Mark III. Okay, so if I bring back the video, just like I show here. So I was shooting at slow motion. So you can see it's move a bit slow because I was shooting at slow motion. So it works for slow motion. You can do lots of stuff. This is Instagram story already. So imagine I go to my Instagram story. Hold on, and then I just click on the. Where is it? Not this one. Story. Yeah, so you can see here, this is the vertical video. So it's an Instagram story. Okay, so that's how fast and easy you can transfer via the Wi-Fi. I mean, Imaging Edge mobile, and just transfer like that. Okay, you can get the idea. So what's best is don't record too long. Don't record too long. Your file will be huge. So 15 seconds or less is enough. Don't record too long. Okay. Yeah, 6,000. Unfortunately, this camera came out quite a while already. Yeah, that's the older camera. Actually, in fact, A6000 came out in 2013. 2013. It's 1 year after I actually got my Sony camera. Unfortunately, that time they don't have it. Maybe it's a system limitation last time. They don't have this thing built into it, and it won't generate this kind of, and you need to plug in the code yourself. Because previously, last time in my older Sony camera, I also need to put the code by myself. Like my action cam, this is my action cam. I can show you. My action cam's right here. Okay, this unfortunately not long time ago. So you can see, last time for older camera last time. Okay, this one luckily still got a QR code, but I have a action cam previously, another one, not this 63000 was a before one. Then you can see the code on top. You need to enter this yourself last time. The address and also a code you need to enter yourself to log into this camera. But yeah, unfortunately 6,000 I can't help you. It's the way how the software and doing. So anyway, we're holding video shooting. How long will you start overheat? If yes, Brandon. Okay, let me bring up your question again. Hi, thank you, Brandon, for asking. For overheating, so far for my testing on 7C, 7C, 4K. If you shoot in 4K, okay. That time I test in the workshop when I was in Ipoh. Remember, just how I showed a video at the start. I didn't really encounter overheat issue. The symbol might pops up, but I didn't really shut me down. But I didn't record continuously. I just record on and off for a few hours. I would say to be safe, if you could do continuous recording, 1 hour, 10, 20 minutes, maybe 4K. If you just shoot continuously, I never had chance to overheat. That's the issue with 7C. But right now, okay. But one thing, a tips I can show you, okay, for 7C. Okay, even A7M3 also got right now with the new firmware update. You go to the setting here and then look for one thing called auto. Oops, sorry, I went too far already. Auto power off, temperature high. This one. Set this to high. Okay, set this to high. It will say blah 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 blah. So set this to high. You can record longer duration. Okay. You need to set this. Even ZV-1 also same. You need to set this to high so that you can record longer time. So I can't confirm this how long this one 4K can record. I haven't tested fully yet, but as far as I know, let's say example here, ZV-1 right here, ZV-1 in front of me, full HD in a room temperature, all right, for whole day with a fan, and I record full HD in maximum. This camera can record 13 hours, 13 hours full HD. Okay, 4K maybe shorter. I will say 1-2 hours gone already, but full HD at 13 hours. But one thing you have to remember is that the MP4 file cannot have the how MP4 file works in the database is that you cannot have more than 25 GB per MP4 file. It's a limitation of the MP4. So what it means that when you go to computer, you look at the file on computer, you see that there's a lot of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean a lot of video file. It already split. Because you record for 13 hours full HD video, it won't be one continuous video. You'll be split because of the way how the MP4 file handles. So it only limits to 25 GB per MP4. Example. Okay, so I'm using 64-bit operating system right here, but it's the way how MP4 works. I mean, for this camera. So yeah, okay. What about JB-E10? Okay. First thing, 7S3 can shoot vertical video. Yes. Thank you, shoot more. Hi, Kelvin. Yeah, Kelvin. Any camera support the gyro metadata, I think it should have the vertical video recording supported. Yes, ZV-E10 also support vertical video. You can see, let me go to this. Alright, so just to show you, I haven't actually tested the camera myself. yet. I haven't got a camera yet, so I haven't test myself. So, but according to our website, because another one my colleague asked me before. Okay, I show you here. If I go down, so go to the spec and features, and then go to features, and you will see one thing here somewhere here. Let me go at bottom. Sorry, this screen is slightly bigger. Hey, wait, maybe I missed it. Wait, not this one. I saw it that day. Where does it go? Hold on. Here. See, vertical shooting without the complications. So it supports vertical recording, same as 7C, 7S Mark III. What else? FX3, I suppose, because it has the gyro metadata, so it will works. Yeah. So this is the one. Okay, so I hope you understand. So back to here, if I back to the 7M3 again. Okay, so yeah, the camera, and then especially the real-time tracking and the real-time IF for still and movie. Yeah, 7C become more flexible like in the way, because it's just more useful, especially with the real-time tracking. So let me turn on this part here. This is a video. And okay, so let me. Okay, so there's a one icon. Maybe I need to turn on the real-time tracking. Hold on, right here. Touch tracking. Oops, I need 4. Yeah, okay, hold on. I need to switch off the proxy. Okay. Yeah, so the menu, if you are first time user on the Sony itself, it might be overwhelmed because it's quite a long, lengthy menu. But usually what happens is, number 1, usually refer to photo side. Number 2, usually refer to video side. But I recommend if you are stuck when you buy, let's say if you buy a Sony camera, you don't know what to do, what are these functions, what is this thing, okay? Some people don't want to read the books, so you can use this. It's quite useful. Okay, I'm going to show you now. That's why I also recommend to a lot of my customer. Okay, right here. So I switch to number 3. Sorry. Okay, so what you need to do is anything that you are not familiar. Okay, let's say 7C help guide. Just type A7C help guide. Okay, this is a Sony website they created specifically for the help, the support. So if I go larger, go larger. Okay, so you can see, so it actually breaks down to all the different function within the camera. It also explains. So if you're stuck and you're not sure about the setting, and then especially the menu can be quite lengthy, because you can see here is the menu can be quite lengthy, and you don't know specific setting, all you need to do is just go to Google, just type A7C help guide, and come into this page. Okay, you can come into this page. This is a very useful pages. So you can even set, let's say I'll say Wi-Fi. I don't know. I just do type. So it comes up anything relevant. You know, anything relevant, it will comes up. Or you can just type image. I don't know. Or even just type autofocus. You know, you just type anything that you think is relevant to you, and it pops up, and then it tells you. So it gets the idea. So if you're looking for certain thing, you don't want to read the books, you can come to here. A7C help guide. If you have a ZV1, just type ZV1 help guide. So if I go to Google again, same thing. I just type ZV1 and help guide. It pops up. It pops up. It just comes inside here. This one. Or if I go to A7M3 help guide, press it. You see it pops up. This is helpguide.sony.net. This is a dedicated website by Sony, and it has quite good, a lot of things that you can really understand. To understand, since we are right now MCO, we have a lot of time at home, so you can really dig through your camera menu and understand your camera better. So don't expect mirrorless camera shoot the same as DSLR. You might need to restudy a camera again. Very important. Else people will make mistake. They will sometimes can make mistakes. Okay, so let me go back to see any question here. Yeah. All right. So, what's the sharing? Wow, I think 1 hour 40 minutes. Okay, I see what I can show us here. I think mostly good already. Yeah, I think I show quite a bit here. But yeah, so let me. Yep. So far, anyone has any question? Hopefully, you understand. You can get the idea how it actually works. Okay, so for general user, public user, I would say 7C is easier to use thanks to the touchscreen support. And because for 7.3, it's only touch screen in the touch focus, but it doesn't do the touch tracking. So if I go back to here, I think I already turned on. So if I press, so you can see that there's a square, maybe a bit too small. I go taller. You can see that's the touch tracking. Okay, so this is in video mode. So whenever you touch on anything, it will just focus it. So if I touch on here, it will focus on there. So if I touch on here, it focus on that. So this is a very friendly and easier to use. So if this is in video mode, it will touch it. But if you're in photo mode, let's say go back to normal photo mode. Okay, and one thing in the camera called right here. Okay, just quickly go. There's one thing called touch shutter. Number 10, and touch shutter means you can just tap and take photo like a smartphone. Oh, you may turn on this thing first. Turn on this. Okay, then you can touch. This is 7 Mark III don't have, unfortunately. Only 7C has it. Okay, so it's more friendly to use. You can see. So that's the benefit. And then of course you can also do the touch tracking, which is I did just now in the video. Okay, now in photo mode. So it can initiate where you want to track. Press on it. Oops. Press on it. You start to track. And then you need to hold down the shutter button. Once you track, is press this to hold down, and you focus it. So it means that I press this part here. I like it. Oops, I just pressed here. You can see or not? Okay, you track there. This is because you initiate the camera where to focus, and you press there to track, and then you press the shutter to halfway to track, and then you press fully to fires. Means I press here. I like it. Half press. I can. Oops. This is a AFS mode. If I switch to AFC on, means you can do continuously. See, you follows. You keep tracking very fast. It follows because it's remember the distance and the shape. Where the 7M3. Okay, quickly 7M3. The focusing is like it goes around because this is a first gen. Last time it doesn't have the real-time tracking. So let me go back to A mode. I try my best to show you. I'm like gonna bend my hand. So you can see how it actually comes up the focusing. Yeah, this one is like just go around like that. Okay, so sometimes it might go to another places. So it knows where that place is. You can get an idea. So that's pretty good. It stay on. But if there's anything in front appears, it might forget it because it just go to anything. You get the idea. So this is less precise. So this is my monitor here. So it just go around. Okay, you just go around. So this is less precise compared to the real-time tracking. Okay. Nice feature for panning. Yeah. So nice feature for panning. I do have some panning shots. Example, let's say here. I think on the 1635 GM last time when I was in Penang. Let me see. So here's some 1635 G master shots. Okay. Yeah, this one. This is a panning shots. Yeah. So I understand. So you want the camera to track on this particular thing. Although that you are panning, but you know that the camera tracking on it, so you will follow it and you pan, so you can do this kind of blurry shots. Though this is actually shot by camera, not Photoshop, but because I'm just pan the way the speed to the motorcycle is moving, and it make it looks like. Actually, I'm not fast enough. If I'm fast enough, I can actually make sure it's more sharper. So it depends on the speed, and also depends on the speed of the vehicle. But yeah, that's like a panning shots. Okay, so I guess right here. Yeah, so Oh, but one thing when you do panning, just a quick reminder, even though on the 7C itself, okay, right here, okay, let me quickly, 7C and 7M3, they both have silent shooting mode. So if I go to menu, means that you can take photo without any sound. So normally when you take a photo, you hear the sound, you hear the shutter sound. Okay, that's the mechanical shutter sound, but you can take photo without any sound. That's in the silent shooting mode right here. Silent shooting. Both 7M3 and 7C also got. Means I can take photo. So I can take one. Too close. So there's a benefit of the flip screen. Okay, so you can see you take photo without moving a shutter. It's just pure silent. Okay, 7M3 also has. But one thing is, when this kind of camera, when you do silent shooting means electronic shutter, just don't do panning. Panning is not good for this kind of stuff. The reason why is, okay, let me show you. I go faster shutter speed first so I can freeze the subject better. So I go to 1/, no, this is f4. I just go faster, 1/200 example. Okay, I go at 0. Okay, right now I at 0, and I'm tracking to the thing at the bottom there. I'm just trying to track this guy, Naruto, if I can track. Okay, oops, press again. Okay, I'm tracking on the Naruto right now. So what happened is, suddenly you pan, focus, focus. This is real-time tracking. And then pan. So if I suddenly pan, again, just do one more time. 1, 2, 3. So there's a problem we call rolling shutter. So if you do pay attention, maybe you cannot see, like the whole thing becomes slanted. Okay? What do you call this? The whole thing becomes sengit. So you see the screen is supposed to be square. Okay? So when you do electronic shutter, just don't do panning because you will have a issue called rolling shutter issue. Okay? This issue is common across any other camera on the market. It's very common. Only high-end camera like A1 or A9 don't have this issue in photo. So just don't try to, as I said, just do one more time. Focus. Okay, then suddenly I just pan. Okay, then same thing. You see the whole thing becomes slanted, sengit. It's not straight. Han, how to change the 00 and what does it mean? So if you see on the screen right here, okay, let me turn off the touchscreen for now. So you can see this 00. That's what it means. This is a full-time mirrorless camera. Okay, even though to the older DSLR camera, they also have. Hopefully it works here. This is on top. This thing is on top. So the 00 is that EV value. So, hold on. Yeah. So currently it's blinking because there's no lens. Never mind. Just to quickly explain to you right here. Basically, right now, when you do take photo for starter, for photographer or hobbies, I recommend you just go to A mode. A mode is not auto. A mode is aperture priority. So it means you controlling the lens aperture. Okay, so you can see. Oh, maybe I switch to this. So this is a 35.4 GM, and good thing is this lens has aperture right here. So I can just demonstrate quickly. I go zoom out a bit more. So you can see the thing open up the aperture hole. If I switch off, it close back. You see it close back. Turn again. Off. That's the aperture. So by changing this ring here, this is aperturing. You can see the thing open and close. Close down, open, then close down. Okay. All right, so for the 00 value, this part right here, when you're using A mode, means you're controlling the aperture, you control this one yourself, and then you must have one of the 1, 2, 3, except the 00. Okay, let me go closer. Except the 00, either the shutter speed, aperture, or the ISO must be controlled by computer. Then this is the 00 value only works well. That's for this function here. Sorry. Anyway, this 00 value right here is for you to tell you whether the picture is too bright or too dark. You can also refer to histogram, but if you don't refer, you can refer to this. So currently this camera I already set to 0 right here. Okay, means that the picture always, whenever you take, is always at not too bright or not too dark. So if I go -1 here, that means that here will be -1 and the picture comes out be darker. So if I do quickly take a photo and then I just do it one more time at 0. Sorry, I need to switch back the sound so you can hear what happened. If not, it will be weird, like no sound. So this is at 0. 0 right here, and I do one more time at -1. You see that this is at -1, and do one more time. So you might find that this picture is -1 is darker compared to brighter pictures. Okay, maybe I switch to, okay, I turn on my another receiver so it can show you what's happening. So there's a cable here for me to plug into my external my capture card. Okay, so you can see the screen will pops up. Okay, hold on. Yep, still linking. Hold on. Okay, so the information is all displayed on the screen. You can see now it's -1. Okay, -1, I take a photo. And then right now I go to 0. So you can see now +1. Now it's +1. Next is +1. So +1, 0, -1. Okay? So that's how you control. This is the exposure composition. You ask it, you force the picture all the time, either too bright or too dark. It's up to control. But there's a variable which you need to okay, let me bring back the screen to here so you cannot really see. Okay, let me turn off the HDMI info so I can see myself here. Okay, HDMI setting, I turn off this. So what I'm trying to say here is that these 3 values, okay, in order for this one to work, this EV dial, even though 7.3 also is on the top here, okay? So this EV dial only works when one of the variable must be controlled by computer. So the shutter speed, aperture, or ISO. So right now, because we are in A mode, okay? A mode means you control the aperture, computer control shutter speed, provided that because right now you're asking the camera ISO to be auto, but you can also set the ISO to, let's say, 100, force it to 100. It doesn't matter. Now it's forever force it to 100. By moving my camera around, this value will keep changing. Because in the camera itself has metering, all the camera has metering. So right now, whenever I'm moving, the shutter speed will keep moving. Because I'm telling the camera +1 brightness, okay, and I force my ISO to 100 and force my aperture to 1.4. So the computer will change shutter speed itself depending on you're telling the computer to be overexposed photo. So if as soon as I +1 here, I go to 0, the shutter speed here from 130, it will go to maybe 160. Okay, let me show you. Now it's at 0 EV. Okay, so you can see right now the shutter speed is higher. This is 180. Okay, so if I go to -2, it's -1, so it will go even faster, because you are asking the camera to first to go make sure that all the pictures to be -1, not too bright. Okay, I want to take photo at a bit darker, and then at the same time you're asking the camera to tell you must fix as 1.4 because of the AV mode. At the same time, you also force the camera, make sure it's always ISO 100. So this is always compensating to these 2 values. Like I said before, you must have one value controlled by computer. So the other way around, if I go to S mode, shutter priority, means you control shutter speed yourself, then computer control the aperture. You can see right now. Okay, oh, sorry. This is blinking because whenever something is blinking, it means there's a warning sign. Because this lens is actually aperture control lens, so you need to switch to A mode, all the way to A. This is A mode. Okay. Then you can too dark already. Okay, I will just go brighter. So you can see right now, as soon as I dial the shutter speed, the aperture will keep changing depending of my camera movement and also depending on the light that it gathers. Then it tells the camera how much aperture you need. So you can see it's keep rolling. It keep changing. So if I let me switch back to this view. Okay, this is the actual camera view. Let me, sorry. And I turn on the HDMI info display. You pay attention to the lower at the bottom there. So as soon as I move around, you can see the aperture keep jumping up and down, because the camera keep metering. This is a bit dark place. You need to brighten up. This is a bright place. You go darker. So yeah, the metering is keep working. That's why the aperture keep changing itself. Because in shutter priority mode, camera. Okay, go back here. In shutter priority mode, shutter controlled by yourself, and the camera control the aperture. So if you are in M mode means you full control, but this one still can work in M mode. So what I normally do, my favorite setting is, what I do is, okay, let's say I go back to 0 for now. I go back to 0, okay, and then on the camera itself, I will set my, let's say ISO aperture to 1.4. I'll go back to 1.4, and ISO to 100, ISO to auto. I'll set ISO to auto, and I give it a range. Let's say 100 to 6004. No need too high, around there. Okay. So, and then in this mode right now, because you are controlling the shutter speed as well as the cam and the aperture yourself. Okay. So this button here still works. I mean, this button on top, this E button still works, because you still have one variable control by computer, which is the ISO. Because I put it on auto. Auto means a computer control. So let's say I go back to this view here. So if I go down, see, you go darker, because it's the ISO value keep changing. If I go brighter, so you can see that ISO is 1000, about 800. Okay, then if I go down, see it's gold. Yeah, understand? So EV down, or the EV value tells you whether you are actually okay, right here. So you're actually telling the camera to be brighter or darker. At the same time, you must have one variable, aperture shutter speed or ISO must have one variable controlled by computer. Okay, so it's a bit lengthy here. I think I got almost all covered. And let me see. Okay, hold on. I think. Yeah, so in terms of lens choices, okay, this is a quick guide. So I think I've shared many times already. So these are the good lens choice for you to start. Okay, these are all prime because I'm a prime shooter, so it's all the prime lenses. Okay, then the prime lenses as well as some accessory. So the ECMBL lenses I say is very good. I like it a lot. So another thing to recommend is this particular grip here. Is a GP-VPD2PD. This is a very good clip. It's a wireless Bluetooth grip, but you need to put a battery inside. And this way you can control the zoom and also record button, take photo, and yeah, very nice grip to bring around. And you have this knife foot. Alright, for newer camera, sorry, I don't have any news, unfortunately. All I can say is stay tuned for the official announcement. Okay, let me go this one. Alright, I think I have done fair amount of sharing here. Hopefully you all don't get bored. Yeah, it's like, whoa, you all stay quiet until the end. Let me see what else I have. Okay, just going to show you this. So my favorite lens right now is this one. This is like a poison of poison. So if you can afford this, yeah, if you're alpha user and really crazy, yeah, this is like very good. Okay, again, like I said, G Master lens is give you whole picture, corner to corner, sharp, nice brightness, high contrast, and yeah. So this is a 51.2 GM. Just to show you some picture only. So thanks to 1.2, you have this very easy for you to do the shallow depth of field, the background separation, and the focus very fast and sharp, tech sharp, crazy sharp. Is okay. So yeah. So that's the 1.2. You're getting the nice background separation, all this and that, and so you can get the idea. So this is like one of my favorite. Yeah, just hopefully we can end this MCO soon. We can go out, do more shooting. You know, this is at the botanical garden. Okay. So yeah, so all this here is actually shot with the 24 megapixel, same as 7C. So it's all quite good. And then next is this one. Is that not? Yeah, same thing. 51.2 GM. So yeah, it's like a ultimate lens. You know, for alpha user, it's like, this is like, again, oops, slightly out of focus because of the very thin shelf. This is okay. This is focus, so you can even see myself in the reflection of the contact lens. Okay, so yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna play a last video, then we just call it off. Okay, thank you, JQ. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Maybe some of you haven't seen, but yeah. Okay, just quickly. I hope we can go out soon. Cannot go out right now. Very sad, right? So 7C is here, and let me take out this part here. This is a 50GM. So I always wondered of 1.2 for so many years. Finally, Sony came out after like so many years of waiting. Sony haven't had a 50 1.2 before. So if you pair with this, I know it's a big overkill, but it's not actually a big size. Of course, this is a huge lens. It's 1.2, but you can see it match very, very well. And this will be an ultimate dream combo, put it this way. In any way, any situation, take photo, any location, and the focusing is crazily fast. And yeah, it's just instantaneous. Of course, the picture quality, yeah, this lens, G Master. So just gonna bring up this part here. So this is the 51.2 GM. So that time I shot with the FX3 for a try, not mine, just from company side, but I did a few tests. Same thing here, all handheld, no stabilization. Okay, so enjoy the video. Okay, so back to here quickly. Thanks for asking. Nope, the 422 10-bit thing is not available for 7C. Yeah, only available on the newer processor, which is the Beyond Z XR processor. That one only available on FX3, 7S Mark III, and A1 only currently. All the previous camera, previous camera all using Beyond ZX, not the XR. So they're only allowed to 4K at 25p or 30p, depends on NTSC or PAL. At the same time, it's a 420 8-bit, not 10-bit. So 10-bit is only available from 7S Mark III and onwards camera. 7S Mark III, FX3, and also A1. Yeah. All right. So for 7C, it's more for general, so the 422 10-bit part actually not critical unless you do heavy color grading. So people use it for doing a lot of S-Log3 and they want to do color grading. Then it would be a better benefit for a normal user. Not a huge deal. It wasn't like a deal breaker for me. But Yeah, for people who do color grading heavily one, then maybe it's a more important. But for normal users, you won't really need it. Photo 10-bit won't give you better photo. No, it doesn't do anything. S-Log won't give you better photo. No. So it comes down to what kind of user are you, and then look at the budget and look at the system they needed. So 7C is like more like an all-rounded. From 7 Mark 3.1, it's more rounded, video and photo, and the spec is, yeah. So, okay, back to here. Okay, for SD card, let me see what SD I have, because I have few. Let me see if I have the old one still with me. Okay, I have this one. Let me bring down a bit, hold on. Because I have the tough cut as well. Tough cut, where is the tough cut? Hold on. So there's a few. Ooh. Okay, let's drop it. Okay, wow. I'm using this W1000X Mark IV, the new one. I mean, I've been streaming for 2 hours and there's still got battery inside. I mean, okay, let me see how much battery left. Yeah, it's better than my previous one because I'm using 1000X Mark III before previously. The battery cannot last more than 1 hour plus. So I've been using for. Oh, okay. So the battery still got 50%. Means I can use for 4 hours in total, and with the ambient noise on, so I can hear what is outside. But anyway, new one maybe last longer. But yeah, I know the new one is better battery life compared to previously. Let me see. I have all the SD card ready. I have few of these. Okay, almost there. Let me bring up SD card view. Hold on. I have this tough card as well. Yeah, so I also bought many SD cards, just crazy. Okay, the tough card. Okay, tough card. Okay, then now that we have the new one, which is a CF Express Type A, which is from the big brother. Right here. It has so many different cards. Okay, right here. Okay. Of course, nevertheless, my old fat A-mount camera, which is A-mount, very old, but I keep it because it's something that you just don't get these days. It's very noisy camera, but yeah, anyway, it's just different thing. Just to show you. Yeah, so wow, 128. This is, imagine how old is it. Okay, speaking of memory card, let me switch to another view so you can see what's happening. Oops. Sorry. Oh yeah, there's so many SD card. You can see how it looks like this. That's how the generation goes. Oh no, it's like this. This is the generation goes. Okay. All right, get closer. Ooh. So you can see. Ooh. So how much has been changed since 2008? Okay, this is 2008. Too narrow. Anyway, so you can get to see all the SD card available right now. Okay, for buying tips, including third party, I own quite of them, 6 of them last time. Yeah, but some of them with other camera. But anyway, so if you're looking for this kind of card, this is a SanDisk card, Extreme Pro. You sure know. Okay, when you buy this kind of card, don't just look at Extreme Pro by itself. You need to look at another thing called, if you pay attention, if I see here, I can go closer. Oop, too close. I wonder if Z1 has a closer focusing. Okay, let me see. Z1, or maybe it's closer. Yeah, it's closer than the 6004. Anyway, you can see on the top there, you don't see any V30, which is around the SD words. If I bring this around, this one has a V30. Okay, have a look. V30 and the top, maybe on your top right or top left. Maybe it's the top, this side. You will see a V30 words. And then let me have a look side by side. So you don't see any V30. You see the V30? The words? Okay, so if you want to buy a memory card these days, a newer one, also affordable one, make sure V30 must be written on the card itself. Very important. So they might just sell you an Extreme SD card, Extreme Ultra, whatever it is. I mean, they might just sell you this one, Extreme Pro don't be fooled by Extreme Pro. I mean, just don't be fooled by the Extreme Pro names. Extreme Pro name is just a name itself. Okay. Must have the V30. You see, they are both 95, but this is the older card, and that's the newer card, and you must have the V30. Okay, important. Of course, if you have budget, go for this one. This is something. This is a even faster one, but they are quite similar. Okay, so I would say if you are from here already, jump straight to here. Okay, this is another level. Go out first, but if you are from here, jump straight to here. If you are here, but this is actually much tougher. The reason why is pay attention to the sound. I don't know whether I can demonstrate because it's different. See if I can. Not sure if you can hear clearly. Let me go closer to the mic. Okay, so I put down already. So you hear to the sound. The sound. This is a tough cut. The sound. Okay, compared to a normal SD card. You hear the sound? It's like the whole thing feels so strong, like a metal. Yeah, let me go wider. See, tough cut, tough cut. It's just tough. Sorry, really tough. Okay, and the normal cut, it's like, of course. And another thing is you can hear, you can see is, of course, if you buy a new card online, you might not even see this at the back. So you can see the faster one has 2 lines. See, 1 line, 2 line. But it's a tough lah. Of course, the normal one is like this. Normal one like this. Normal one, they will have this. So last time I heard from other brand, I mean, some people complain from other brand is that you see there's it's all those 2 stripes, but in this part in the middle, they are all plastic. So some people got jammed because of this plastic can be broken. I don't know how they can be broken. I never broken, but anyhow, so that's why the tough is also 2 lane, but they don't have the stripe thing, the thing to block you is smooth. But this one has Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is look for V30 is a minimum. If you can buy, go for V90, even better. Because like this card here, this is a V90 card. You can see at the bottom there, V90. Okay, V is about how fast. How many writing speed per second. Minimum this one can go from 90 megabyte and onwards. So they say 399. Okay. But that's just in theory. But in theory, but actual performance can be different, depends on computer. So V90 is a minimum guaranteed speed to write, and it can go faster. All right, but of course, it also comes down to your computer and all this and that. Anyway, back to the question here. Any more question? What about A7C? What was the answer? No. 7C does not have the recording limit. 7M3. I can't recall 7M3 can record. I think 7M3 has the limit. Yes, the 7M3 was introduced in 2018, so they don't have a long recording limit like the A7C, because it was rules. I mean, it was back to here. It was a rules by government last time in Europe. Whenever camera record more than 30 minutes, there's an additional tax law imposed to the products. Means that 10% more. Example. So that's why camera manufacturer last time cannot have recording more than 30 minutes. Okay, only camcorder, but not camera. So only start from 6004 onwards, which is 2019. Then you can do more than that. So for 7C, you can. 7C can record more than 30 minutes. But heat issue is very dependable. I would say 4K easily 1 hour, more than 1 hour is okay for overheat test. Okay, for 4K. Full HD can be longer, but 4K maybe, 4K, because this is not a dedicated video camera. You can do video, but you won't record 4K that long. So it's a different thing. You might want to get camcorder if you want to record that long. All right. So do you think can SD card slot is a deal breaker if you're shooting for wedding? Yeah, I will always back up. So I back up for 2 cards. Yes. So if you are shooting for job, for client, it's important to have 2 SD card slots, because 7C don't have, only 2 slots. Only 1 slot. Sorry, SD card got the 7M3 got 2 slots. 2 slots. So you can back up to both cards. So if you're shooting for client one, it's more important you do backup than you don't do. Okay. So 7C is, I would say, more for casual, general purpose and hobbies. A bit more premium, but yeah. So if you're for, that's why I say M3 is right now is really targeted for those dedicated user. Not like last time before 7C, before technology was born. I mean, 7C right now is more for all-rounder general purpose, and M3 like photographer, event photographer, wedding photographer. Then the second slot very important for backup. In case of one card fail, another card still can use. I mean, touch shoot myself still okay. I never fail. So, but in the past for myself, if I don't shoot any paid client, I just use one card. I don't have issues so far for me. But if you're shooting for paid client, you want to have backup in case something happens. So it's your own responsible, not the camera. All right. So I have card reader. I have to buy USB card reader. Yeah. Sony card reader. Yay. This is a bit more pricey one. Okay. This one actually came out with A7S Mark III last time. So it's future proof yourself. This is the MRW G2. This one. MRW.G2, I think dash G2, right one. Okay, so because this one support the newer one, CF Express Type A, I can foresee in the future, I think Sony is going down this path with this card, because this card is actually smaller than SD card, faster SD card, and more space than SD card. Okay, you can see the tough from here. You see the size? It's smaller than SD card, but it packs more size. Okay, I don't know how they do it, but anyhow, this one is faster because you can see the speed. 300 and 299 versus 800 to 700. So this card is future proof, and also, of course, right now it's a bit more pricey. Same thing like last time. SD card last time also very expensive, but right now it's cheaper because of the technology, all this and that. But right now, yeah. But anyhow, this is just a future proof that if you want to get, you can get this MRW G2. You can use it. So this is for normal. And MRW G2, I mean for the Type A card, and of course, if you're using SD card, just go the other way around, and you can go in. Okay, so this is dedicated card reader for Type A, and also this, and this is very fast. You can transfer very fast. So this is Sony SD card. Of course, right now there's another third party. I think costs about 300-400. This one costs about 500 something last time when I got it. Or about 500-600 I think I remember the price. So, yeah. So this is the path you go. I can see from here to here, and then from the OSD, okay, OSD, and then to this new G card, then this, and then to this grandfather card. This one last time cost me 400. Imagine how many years ago? 400 for this 128 megabyte. It's a joke. Anyway, last time. So you can get an idea how it works. So hopefully I answer your question. And okay, so yeah, so just get an additional card reader, and yep. Okay, any more question right there? All good. So I would say for a starter, for SD card choice, okay, you can go into this kind. Okay, I usually use SanDisk. I don't use other brand. I don't know other brand, but I use SanDisk. Else, if you can, then this is a bit faster one. You can go for this. This one, Sony one, G. Then ultimately, this one is very tough. Okay, this is like lots of things going on, and it's much high quality. But of course, for a starter, this will be very good already. So I have a few of these. Okay, I usually use on the slower camera, Sony camera. I mean, like older one, let's say my 6.6, A7M3 example. And then this one I'm using for faster, let's say for A7S Mark III or even A1 example when I do a testing last time. Okay, so last question, your personal opinion, A7C or A7M3? Definitely 7C, confirm. Because if I can go out next time for travel, okay, 7C plus, let's say I haven't buy, but plus 14 G Master, the wide angle one, plus the Catalyst browse, which is a software stabilization, perfect. You can go vlogging like yeah, very good. I don't put the video here. Let me see. I didn't. Oh, I have. Okay, just to show you. Imagine 7C I'm holding, and then and this 14G is not my company one, but anyway, just to show you, if we can go out next time and don't need to use any gimbal, just handheld, and that's it. Okay, this is the last video, and hope you enjoy it. Hi everyone, this is Harn here from Sony Malaysia. Okay, I'd like to do some quick demonstration. This is why I'm here today. And you can see right in front of me on the left hand side is the 7C with the silver color and with the 40mm 1.8 G Master. On top, the sound that you're hearing right now is the ECM-W2BT. It's a latest Bluetooth microphone that Sony just launched recently as well. So this is what you're getting. Okay, so this is here is to do some vlog testing, and I'm using this camera to show you what is the behind the scene looks like. So this is, I'm just using bare handheld, not doing any gimbal, nothing. But what I'm going to do later is that I will just show you some video footages with just the normal, sensor stabilization. Then I will show off with the catalyst browse, which the one with the software stabilization on the computer later on. But that one, I recommend you, if you want to use that one, make sure switch off the stabilization on the camera first. But another thing is that for catalyst browse, only supports on certain camera only. Not all the camera can do these features because it requires the gyro metadata actually store on the video file itself. So, okay, let's do some testing. Alright everyone, this is Han here from Sony Malaysia. I'm actually holding right now, and what you're seeing right now is actually from the 7C with the 40mm f1.G Master. Okay, so I'm actually using the mic with the ECM-W2BT. That's what you're hearing right now. As you know just now, okay, I'll show you in the behind the scene video. I'm not using any gimbal or any other tools to help me to stabilize. Pretty much I'm just hand holding. You can see my left arm here, I just swap my arm. And there's my right hand here. So you can see I'm not holding anything. So I'm just holding the camera and lens by itself and walking along and doing some vlog testing with this 40mm 1.8 G Master. This lens is actually not just good for astrophotography or even landscape, but if you like to do vlogging, wow, this is amazing because you can see so much more within the frame thanks to the 40mm mil, and of course the f1.8 allows you to have the nice background separation. You can see the video actually quite smooth and stable. Thanks to this, I'm using the catalyst browse to do the stabilization, but this requires you to use it on the computer because the video actually record the gyro metadata and then it process it on the computer when you do the post stabilization. So this feature actually not supported on all the camera. Only certain Sony camera has these new features. So still testing it. So please check out the website to find out more which camera actually support with this catalyst browse. So this is how it actually looks with this vlog testing right here, and you can hear the sound quality very nice, and also the stabilization test. So I'm just going to do a next test here. Currently I'm just using the stabilization from the camera with the 5-axis stabilization. Alright, so I turn it on already. Yeah, so I'm not using any of the software stabilization. What you see right now is with the camera in-body stabilization. So you might see that it's actually not as smooth, but yeah, that's the advantage. The 7C has this catalyst browse software, which I really likes. It's a bit pain to do the stabilization later, but the result you get is actually very impressive. So what you're hearing right now, same thing with the ECM-W2BT on top, 40mm GM, and the 7C camera. So what do you think? Yeah. So like I mentioned before, this lens is actually very good for vlogging, especially if you go around and you like to record some footages and video, and this ultra wide perspective, you can really get really close. I can see I'm really close to it. I'm actually out of breath. Haven't done any activity for a while, so I can see it's actually still focusing my eyeball on the screen here. Is I can go very close and it's still focusing, and thanks to you can see this nice background separation thanks to this 40mm 1.8 capability, and the focusing is super fast. So let's say if this is a close, you can. Okay, so you can get the idea with the, yeah, for general purpose, video, everything, just get 7C. 7C A7M3 now is really targeted for certain user only. So for that reason, for the video reason, especially for vlogging, for next time in future, we're going to be allowed to travel next time, don't know when. Yeah, it's a huge deal. So that's why I show you just now the 40mm G Master, not heavy, plus 7C. Of course, the lens is not cheap, but the price you pay for is really good, and the ultra wide perspective. And I crop out in the software about 20%. So that's how you can get the super smooth video, even though you are not using gimbal. Because if gimbal, more weight, one thing. Another thing is gimbal has certain movement, it feels a bit robotic in a way. Of course, I know you can create more cinematic video in a way, but for casual people going out, have fun with friends, you don't just carry too many things. You just want to carry like just one grip, camera, lens, that's it. So the catalytic browse is just for really, really good for those target for casual user, hobbyist user like yourself. Yeah. Okay, so hopefully I answered your questions. And thank you for joining this live. So if you find this useful, feel free to share this with friends or anything. You can, yeah. And one more thing is, for any promotion, anything, please look forward from Sony Center Mirrorless site to find out more. So again, I'm Harn, myself. Yeah, that's why it can be very draggy because it can be quite a lot of things to cover. But hopefully answer your question. And we see you next time in future. Yeah, hopefully I'll get a new JV-E10 to try soon, but not now. But anyhow, again, stay safe and get your job done. Take good care of yourself. And we'll see you soon in the next workshop. Okay, so I'll see you. Bye bye.